since we're on the topic, Cornel West, yes, has switched to the Green Party now. Uh, what are your thoughts? What are your general thoughts? I know this could be like, if I don't want this to be an hour conversation because honestly, I don't think it's all that important. He's not going to become president. I hope that's very clear.
Wait,
like,
hang on.
what, what are your general thoughts of even just, is there, see, my opinion is I think if he wants to have any impact at all, it would be to try and run against Biden in a Democratic primary. I still think running as a Green, it's a more legitimate party than the People's Party, obviously, because it's an actual party. But it's just what I guess my question is, what is ultimately his goal here? What is he going to accomplish?
I said that last week, and apparently it caused a lot of trouble for Ole, where people were putting my words in her mouth. I stand by what I said, that I do think it's more legit, obviously, for him to run on the Green Party ticket, and you'll get no complaints from me in terms of like him running third party on the Green Party ticket like you would the People's Party. But with that being said, I do think he would bring in the have the biggest impact. That's what I want to say. Have the biggest impact if he did run in the Democratic Party. Because he would clearly, I think there would be a movement behind him. I don't think it would be like Marianne Williamson running, or in no shade to her, but it just is what it is. She's not a movement candidate. And I think Cornel West would have a swell of support behind him, possibly even a good amount of young people support, to the point where Biden would have to at least speak to his audience and maybe even say he would support policy that they want to see in order to win them over for a general election. I'm not saying he would have to do that to win a primary, but he would do that in order to get that bloc to vote for him in the general. I don't think that running as a third party candidate, you have that ability to do that.
Yeah. I guess for me, I am indifferent in the sense, and I want to be clear, because I know sometimes I notice this in our internet leftist town square, that people think like every opinion is like a belief system, like you feel real saliently about it. It's like, not because I'm not interested in something means I have a problem. I'm against the man or anybody else supporting him. I don't think it's nonsensical that one would support Cornel West. You could please feel free to support him or support Marianne Williamson. I've never been against any of that. I just don't have to be like, I just don't have to see it the same way you do, or see the chances or the odds of it the same way. That's all. So that's really my perspective on it. Like, I'm not against Cornel West. I love that. And I think it's important that he take advice and constructive criticism from his supporters. And that seems that's what he's doing, and switching to the Green Party. So love that for him. Love that for y'all. Love that for them.
I just hear a bunch of shit libs talking. I just hear nothing but shit libbery.
I am a DNC operative. Don't y'all know? Do you not know? Like
that's why they've taken on prison abolition, obviously.
Max pointed out that half of this cast can't vote in America,
which is really crazy to think about.
Yeah.
Yes. More of us can't vote than can, but DNC operatives, I say.
I think the issue is a lot of people make these sort of, not even just campaigns or elections, just a specific policy, their entire personality.
Exactly.
And so if you speak out in even a slightest critique of it, even if you support it, but you're offering a critique based on you wanting to see it happen, but not like tied to it to the emotional level, like you want it to actually happen, not that like you're emotionally hurt whenever someone criticizes it. If you're not one of those people, then it's you rub those types the wrong way, unfortunately. I mean, I just don't act. I just don't operate that way. My personality is not tied to any specific one thing.
Yeah, I just don't care. Like, there is not any, and I've noticed this because I notice this so often. All the people in the town square that feel the least, that say voting don't matter and elections and blah blah blah, are the only people I know that be ready to die on a fucking hill if you were just uninterested about a candidate. It was the same way for Marianne Williamson. It's the same thing for RFK. Same thing every time one jumps into candidacy. All of a sudden, the same people are ready to drop dead about it. And I'm like, What has it ever occurred? I don't give a fuck what anybody thinks about any politician. I don't care. There's nothing anybody could go say about Stacey, AOC, the squad, or whatever that Olayemi is going to be personally offended about. Please chill the fuck out. You gotta pick one. Either it matters, either it's the end all fucking be all, or it's not. But you can't be like, oh, elections don't matter. These politicians are all this, blah, 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 blah. But then simultaneously, every time you like somebody in the race, that's the true mark of the beast. Ooh, all the real leftists gotta be fucking down. Like, relax, my guy.
Yeah. And
fuck on out.
It's so important to note that there's going to be two factions on the left that always exist, right? There's going to be the faction that is, okay, you know what? I'm voting for harm reduction. I'm going to vote for Democrats, even though I don't like them. And then there's going to be the other faction that is going to vote third party no matter what. I feel like I'm hearing an echo. But
whoever's not wearing headphones, it's
probably me. You know,
okay.
Turn your volume down a little bit.
I'm just gonna put in my headphones.
Or put headphones on. There you go.
But basically,
for a second, I thought Ole was just gonna be like, "Yeah, it's probably me. Deal with it." I'm not. She didn't move. She was just like, "Yeah, it's me. Fuck this audio."
No, but I feel like for me, I hate that there's like this. You have to jump in one of these camps, and you have to hate the other side. And this is kind of what I saw when I posted my video about Cornel West. And look, here's what I'll say. I don't feel strongly either way about any of the candidates running this time. First and foremost, my heart has been broken way too many times. So to even if I really liked a candidate that I thought could win, it'd be difficult to get myself there emotionally speaking. But I mean, that's not to say, like, I feel like this whole this screeching about, oh my God, you're vote blue no matter who. Oh my God, you want Trump to win the election. This is such an unnecessary battle because first and foremost, every single election cycle, there's going to be the Greens, right? There's going to be the Greens and the Libertarians. And so long as they both exist, then they kind of cancel out each other's effect if you're worried about the spoiler effect. There's also a lot of other benefits to third parties, in my opinion. So people who vote for third parties, generally speaking, I think they probably wouldn't vote anyway. And so if they are voting for someone who they like, then that could also help down ballot Democrats. For example, like my mom, she voted for the first time in her whole life for Bernie Sanders back in 2016. And once Bernie had dropped out, she was just kind of like, okay, I'm done with politics. But I convinced her to at least vote for like third party, vote for Jill Stein. And then she voted for the down ballot Democrats. So there's this benefit there as well. But also having said that, though, and I'm both siding this, I don't like that, but I'm going to do it anyway. For people who vote in swing states for Democrats for purposes of harm reduction, that is not insane. That is necessary. Hey, Lance.
Cornel West. Mike, you were saying something about Cornel West 20 minutes ago.
I was basically saying that like people need to just like stop overreacting to this whole argument. It's been contentious for years, and there's no reason for leftists to hate each other over it. Like if you're voting out of harm reduction for the Democratic Party in a blue state, that is exactly what I would do. I think that's rational. It's to stop a fascist takeover and a trans genocide. So there's no harm or no reason to shame people in that. But I mean, like people who live in like deep blue or deep red states voting for third party, it really doesn't matter at the end of the day. So I think that some liberals really overstate the issues with that. So yeah, I kind of want people to all agree, either come together or shut the fuck up, like one of those two things. That's basically my stance here, because I'm sick of this debate. We've been having this discussion for how many fucking years now? I mean, I've done countless videos and no motherfucker's happy. I mean, if you disagree with me, that is perfectly fine. The one thing that I ask, especially with regard to our last episode, is when you quote us, make it an actual quote and not like some random thing you made up. Like somebody, Ole shared something about we called Cornel West turfy. We did not call Cornel West turfy. Excuse me. Like just argue.
Olayemi got so much smoke.
Yeah.
So much smoke. Like,
argue with us, not the straw man.
Let me just be clear. Y'all don't want it with me, first and foremost. Let me just say that. All right. Y'all don't. Everybody, like, if you want these kind of problems, then by all means. But I don't bother with no fucking body, okay? I let everybody do their own thing, do everybody's channels. I've always been nice as fuck to everybody. I've gone on everybody's channels. I've worked the circuits. I do not go and make videos when other people do have different positions. I don't give a fuck. You see Illuminati, when I have a position to something I want to talk about, I make a video. Here's what abolition is about. Here's what I'm thinking about the elections, and I make an informative video. These are my thoughts about that, and that's that. And I go about my shit in a vacuum. If you want to to support Cornel West, make a video entitled "Reasons Why You Should Vote for Cornel West" and list all the things. But his platform do this, da da da. But talking about me and talking about us don't do shit. But annoy the fuck out of people, okay? Annoy the goddamn fuck out of nobody, and you ain't
That's
no
gotta be
voters.
half the reason they're doing it, though. That's the thing. This is why I don't even I don't pay any attention. I don't give any
Same.
energy to the negativity, the negativity bullshit, because it's just so it's a lot of it is there for the intention of trying to get a rise out of you, especially when it's people that have no following and they want to get more popular with it.
Only 2 people on this panel can vote in the American election. Only 2.
Ole was mentioning that earlier. Yeah.
So all those haters out there are gonna really have to start working for my vote. To be quite frank,
Right?
Gotta get to work.
It's all about that.
You gotta get to work. Try to swoon me.
Between me and Matt, the only 2 eligible voters, who's going to go full shit lib and full Trump, by voting third party? Which one of us, Matt?
Yeah,
what
if you want me to vote for the candidate of your choice, you got to send me a nice subscription box in the mail. I would like some.
I like it.
They got to win you with super chats. That's how they win you over.
And
yes.
I just have to say that I live in Oregon, so we have a very democratic state, democratic legislature. My excitement doesn't come from voting for presidential candidates or even congressional candidates, because I'm in a very deep blue district. I vote for ballot initiatives. That's what drives me. That's what I'm excited about. So it's going to be Biden versus Trump probably. I'm excited for the ballot measures, right? We decriminalized all drugs last election cycle. Our state is great. So that's what really kind of motivates me. So the whole candidate stuff, I'm kind of just exasperated from electoral politics in general. So that's my honest opinion. I know people are disappointed that I wasn't more excited for other candidates like Marianne Williamson and Cornel West. I love both of them. I think that they're wonderful people, but just personally, it's hard for me to get excited. I'm very cynical and doomer at this point. So I hope people can understand.
Mike, I totally agree with you. I think they should use their energy and all this kind of enthusiasm to run in local elections, because we can win local elections on a lot of fucking fronts. I worked in the last local Vancouver election, and it's wild how little the voter turnout is. I think it was 38%. We could leftists could crush this shit if we actually focus on local elections.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely.
Lance, you got now you got to turn that mic down.
Now it's loud? Oh shit.
No, it's good. It's fine.
I thought it sounded fine.
Nah, there's something up with it. It's sounding weird now that it's weird.
And Ole is just loaded.
It's better though than it was.
Well, we can hear him now, but it's all distorted.
It's a technical nightmare. Ole's loading in and out of the stream. I don't know what's going on with her.
She's having internet problems. She says her internet is trash.
Oh no. Just to agree with your point, Mike, in your video that when you covered this, the switch that Cornel West made, Green Party voters, I think, typically are not going to come out to vote unless there's a Green Party person. This whole idea, or this whole blame that Hillary voters had, or Hillary herself had on the Green Party back in 2016. The idea that if Jill Stein wasn't there, that they would have voted for Hillary instead is ridiculous. No, they would have stayed home. They came out to vote. As someone who once ran as a Green Party candidate in Canada, there are people who are just they're Green voters. They're going to come out and vote Green, and then they're going to go, and that's it. There's always a certain amount of people that are definitely going to vote Green, and you may get some new people here and there, but for the most part, there's a stable amount of Green voters that are going to come out and vote, and that's that contingent.